Hey everybody, NFT fans, welcome back to the ENVELOP Podcast. I'm your host, Eugene Crypto MC, and I'm here today with Danish NFT Viking. He's Morten Rongaard, the CEO of Reality Gaming Group. He's also the speaker of the upcoming CGC9 conference in September 23rd, 24th. So Morten, thanks for joining me today.
Thank you very much, Eugene. Such a pleasure being here. So how are you?
I'm fine, thanks, and hope you're fine too. But that's a shame, I honestly don't know your personal story in the crypto space. Could you please briefly tell us the story? How did Morten Rongaard get into the blockchain space? What were his incentives?
Yes. So actually, I started back in 2013 by selling mining equipment for Bitcoin mining. And this was back in the good old days where the price of a Bitcoin was very low. Sadly, I also lost a lot of Bitcoins because you were reckless back then. And just like, it has a value, but still it was, it wasn't so big. And I really didn't understood the technology back then. But then a couple of years later, I was digging into the technology, found out how amazing this actually was. And this would be a game changer in the world. Funded the whole company, Reality Gaming Group, on my original idea, which is a first-point shooter game using blockchain technology. And we started when actually the Ethereum was coming out, so we could do this on smart contracts. So we funded the whole Reality Gaming Group with an ICO back in 2017. We were one of the, I think, 3%, if I'm really, really nice, that actually succeeded and delivered what we promised. But it was like a wild, wild west back then. So we funded the whole thing. We created our first point shooter augmented reality mobile game using the blockchain technology. And then I funded the studio. We got into development with the whole Doctor Who, and here we are. And together with a lot of, just exciting stuff in this whole space. So yeah. This is where I am right now. So yeah.
What has Reality Gaming Group been doing in recent years exactly in blockchain gaming space, NFT, so on and so forth? What is results you are very proud of? The most renowned use cases?
No, I think, just being part of this space, being one of the pioneers in this space, I think is personally for me a very proud moment. We are changing the world, and even though we see competitors, everybody says it's competitors. For me, it's colleagues, because everybody is contributing actually with this amazing technology that in various ways will change the world, and everybody has the same kind of goal, but in different kind of projects. So I think this is just amazing. And especially within Reality Gaming Group, I think I'm very proud that in 2017, I took the decision of moving away from mainnet and having our sidechain work on our own chain, simply because I could see an issue with gas fees. I could see an issue with the whole proof of work. I live in Denmark, which is a very small country, but we are very innovative and very focused about sustainability, green energy. So I took a decision to have our whole chain running on CO2 neutral servers and have a very low carbon footprint. And that is actually what led us into closing Doctor Who from BBC. So the whole IP with Doctor Who, we are now creating a trading card game with. And one of the key drivers was our sustainability policy was actually the reason why, together with the concept, I have to say, of course, was the key driver why we got the license. And it's also now part of why we actually are closing a lot of good deals and new partnerships, simply because of our green policy, our sustainability aspect of it. So that's what I'm very proud of. I'm not only just using resources, I'm actually now building and restoring the planet with our green policy and all the stuff we do behind the scenes. So that's what I'm personally very proud of.
Great attitude, I love it. How often do you need to explain to the non-crypto people what the hell is NFT? If you explain that, please.
Yeah, no, I actually explain it to my wife every single day. So apparently I'm doing a very bad job because I've been in this business for many years now. So, and she still doesn't get it. so either I'm explaining it wrong, or it's simply still too complex somehow to relate to for, I would say, normal people. Every geek in this whole space, I think so, is definitely knows what this is about. We can also see a lot of new users coming on board, is asking all these questions. And you can see in Clubhouse, you can see in social media, everybody is asking for advice. How can I enter this kind of space? And what is NFTs, right? So I still think we all have different kind of approaches to it. But like I often say, what is the difference between an NFT actually and a fungible token, right? So a fungible token is basically a $10 bill or $1 bill you can exchange. There's no difference to it, but an NFT could be a plane ticket. So it looks the same, but it has like a different seat number, maybe a different destination, and definitely has a different kind of name. So that's often how I explain to new people what actually is an NFT and why does it have different kind of value.
Why NFTs are so useful in gaming?
Personally, for me, I think it's because suddenly it's your asset, it's your ownership. One of the reasons why I started all this was because I was tired about seeing every single year. We know more or less right now it's about $2.5 billion is what people are getting scammed for about digital assets, right? So one of the things that we could solve with using the blockchain technology and NFTs was definitely to have the true ownership, lock them into a smart contract, do the safe trading via the smart contracts. And that's what we did with Reality Class. That's what we're doing with Doctor Who also, and every kind of project we do. And that's the key thing for me. It's the true ownership, of course, that you own the asset. You can transfer it wherever you want to. Of course, there will be different kind of advantages until where you have it. But in this case, it's your asset, and it's just a safe thing, right? So yeah, that's for me, it's the true thing.
Another big part of the digital world is the metaverse or metaverses. What should we know about utilizing NFTs in the metaverse?
No, I think, I love the whole metaverse kind of idea, and I really like, I love to see how that is evolving. And for me, a true metaverse will make sense if you can start having the interoperability, so you can move your assets between the different kind of metaverses. Because, I could build up a metaverse where our assets is only being used, but I don't think that is making sense for me as a business. But if I'm looking at the true potential of blockchain, it should be open up. So we will work on the interoperability between the different kind of metaverses, and actually could mean that the asset or the NFT could look, feel, act differently depending on what kind of metaverse it's in. So yeah.
How do you see the potential use cases of NFTs in upcoming, let's say, 3, 5, 10 years? What purposes they will likely be used for in the future?
I think we will see more common things. Just like gaming, I still think is a massive driver for this, right? This have always been my opinion that gaming will be the driver for mass adoption within NFTs. We can see also artwork, but I think if we're just looking at on a practical kind of solution, could be tickets. Tickets for any kind of game. You could have a multi-asset NFT that could work as a ticket, which you could also attach moments to it from a concert. You could potentially do user acquisition directly from the organizer to the participants in a different kind of concept. You could add drops if you own this kind of, if you were like a VIP, if you were like a VIP guest for a specific one, you can have unique drops or whatever. So I think just something like a ticket sale and combined with one of the big ticket systems using NFTs, I think will be a massive kind of thing, because it's not only just having it on your phone and not reproduce it, because paper, again, sustainability aspect to it. I think just adding moments to it, so you will keep it as a memory. I think that is quite valuable. So for me, if I had the time, I would definitely build a ticket system using.
Definitely, totally agree with you. Totally. You might put your name into the history by visiting an event with NFT ticket and show all the event history of your event history to your children in the future.
Exactly. Yeah, no, exactly. And again, getting unique drops, you know, you can, if you have this access, which I'm working on with a company, which I can't reveal yet, but it could be in a special event. If you have this NFT, you will get access to like an exclusive kind of preview. It could be in a metaverse, it could be just on your screen, but then you could capture instant moments from that event, attach it to your NFT.
Definitely.
So part of your history, right? This is my history as in all kind of events. It doesn't need to be concert, but it could be sports events, it could be whatever it is. Just like, this is my memory. Instead of you having a lot of photos on your computer, this could be much more evolving, and you can play with the whole gamification, I think, so in an NFT.
Definitely. Are you personally satisfied with the current technical infrastructure for NFT? I mean, blockchains, wallets, marketplaces, all that stuff we market participants need to deal with.
It's really hard to say I'm satisfied, because I still think we are in the beginning. So I think everybody is really working very, very hard in trying to really take a grasp and get a grip about this whole sector, right? You know, one of my personal, I would say, huge, you know, personal kind of, what can I say? One of my personal favorites is former Arcane, Venly. You know, these guys, you know, sadly, I still don't have the time to integrate our service with them, but I think they're doing a massive, great job, trying really to be the forefront of this. But you know, again, I think it's too soon to say something about satisfied, because I'm not satisfied with the UI, I'm not satisfied with the UX. I still think it's too complex for new users to come into this. That's why we are trying to remove the friction. You know, users doesn't need to understand it's blockchain they're running on, because it still is just a technology. And this is where I think some of my colleagues and I actually disagree, but I want to actually just have it as a blockchain technology running in the background. We don't need users to be aware of this, but yeah, everybody I think is just working on their own, and hopefully, you know, we have different kind of ways to get to the end goal, I think so. And yeah.
All the NFT markets are relatively young, stuff with CryptoKitties. Every young market, developing market has its own pains, problems, challenges, diseases. How would you describe specific pains, problems, diseases, and challenges for young NFT markets we need to cure in the upcoming years?
Yeah, I think it relates back to the connection between, you know, interoperability. I think one of the issue is that we are missing some kind of transparency, that if I'm minting something on, let's say on mainnet, you could actually mint the same thing on Tezos and sell that to that audience, or you could do it on Polygon or whatever, right? We're missing that kind of like transparency, I feel like, especially from a brand perspective, or from, I would say, an IP owner perspective, with trademarks, etc., and also for the user who are buying into this kind of artwork. How can I ensure that this is not being minted on other platforms or other networks? I think that is, for me, the most important thing right now, in order to also persuade some of the big companies who wants to enter this space. I think so. That is one of the key things, right? We have solved the sustainability aspect of it, which is definitely getting people on board. But I think in order to really convince other kind of like companies to come on board, that you need that kind of transparency, which ironically enough, blockchain gives, you know, as a default, right? It gives you the transparency, but right now it's not giving you the transparency across all the networks if you mint something in different networks. So yeah.
Almost the same. I don't know anything about what's going on in Denmark regarding crypto regulation. May you dive us? What's going on in Denmark? How did they try to regulate crypto markets?
I think Denmark is not looking into right now to really regulate it in that sense. We're waiting for the EU basically to come out with legislation, laws about that. I know that I think what I've heard about something will come out in 2025 about NFTs, crypto, etc. Still our own tax system, when you call them asking, you know, I made a profit on this, can you give me your wallet in order for me to send my contribution? They have no idea, you know. So we are still very early in this whole space, and I think this won't be solved until we get some kind of legal from EU. Then we need to implement it as part of the EU. Otherwise than that, I think so in Denmark, we see a huge kind of interest within blockchain. I've just been elected as a board member on the Nordic Blockchain Association. And I could see that it's definitely, there's a huge demand for companies who wants to learn more about this space. How can they engage? How can they benefit from it? And just learn about it, right? Because that's also a key thing for them. It's a big, especially for big companies, it's a lot of resources, a lot of money they need to put into it if they want to set up a blockchain department, or at least just to learn about it. So they are often using us as an association to come out, explain how can I use it, maybe even set up a pilot project with them, and so on and so on. So that's what I spend a lot of resources on right now. It's just helping companies understand blockchain.
Got it. Is Reality Gaming Group hiring people now? And if yes, make all the claims. Right? Maybe developers are watching us right now.
I would say it like this. So if you are out there and you want to work with games, blockchain, crypto, all the exciting big IPs, ping me, as quickly as possible. We are scaling up so fast that, we are looking for people, various places. We have companies set up. The recent office I set up was in Macedonia. And I'm setting up offices around the world. This is all in-house. It's not outsourced. But we need people, and we have the projects, which is definitely very interesting because we are very focused about the utility, right? So there needs to be a utility to it, but we're working with big brands whatsoever. So it's from artists to companies to gaming to whatever. Everything within blockchain is what we're doing. So definitely we are hiring, and I think just since COVID, we have hired 45 people since COVID started. So we are, that's why I feel terrible, because I know a lot of businesses actually suffering and have suffered and are still suffering, but we have benefited from it, right? We are definitely scaling instantly, just amazingly right now what we've done. And I have an amazing team, and an amazing community supporting us. So yeah, definitely. If you need a job or just are tired of your old work, ping me.
Got it. For newcomers who are watching us right now, don't know anything about NFT, what should be the first baby steps would you recommend towards NFT in general?
I would say read a lot, follow a lot, be patient. Don't rush into things. Do your own due diligence, and if it sounds too good, it often is. So use your own stomach, kind of like a gut feeling, because I see a lot of people getting onboarded right now, and also a lot of people getting scammed. So again, this is where I feel like we are in the next kind of bubble after ICO because of NFTs, and this is actually damaging, I think so, the NFT space. So don't rush into it. But again, if you are buying something and it makes sense to you, that you like it, then that's the best use case, right? You don't need other people to convince you buy this. But if you really like the artwork or you really like the project, then buy it and then hold it and have patience. I think that is one of the key things I can see in this space, that people are in it for the quick buck, especially because of this booming within NFTs. And I'm building a project that games where we have, we need to come out with a product at the end. And that takes time. It takes time to build a product. And I think people they're just impatient about the whole thing, right? So they are just flipping, want to do some quick buck, and then they're out of here. Honestly, I would rather have people who are just here for the long run and just having valuable members. Then I don't care if I only have 5,000 community members or whatever I have. I'm, quality, but do your own due diligence, definitely.
Yeah, great recommendations. Well, let's switch to the upcoming CGC 9th event. We are both getting prepared to participate. You as a speaker, I am as an MC, where your co-host with the fireside. I don't know, will you have your personal single slot with fireside or fireside chat, or we will be having only fireside chat? What do you know? Will you have personal slot?
I think it's only the fireside chat, because sadly I was supposed to do the personal chat last time, sponsored the whole thing, then got sick with COVID. That was just like terrible, just returned back from Dubai and get hit by the whole thing, right? So I think it's only the fireside chat I have, but I'm not sure, to be honest. So
okay, so no problem. Maybe uncover all the secrets. What topics we will be covering with you in this fireside chat?
I was actually hoping Andre would give us some kind of pointers what he would like to discuss about, but I think it's just maybe just in general what we have been doing since the whole thing, what we've been working on. But otherwise than that, I think it's just, I think it's really hard, to be honest. I think maybe it's just Doctor Who, what we've been doing with Doctor Who especially. What we have been seeing, how, the good and the bad. And I think Doctor Who could definitely be, but we also just released a big partnership with Toykido with Smities. So we will have the physical teddy bears or the Smities, and then you will unlock digital ones. So it's really hard what we should talk about, but I think we can cover a lot of things.
Okay, let's put it into the intrigue. So that's a huge reason to join CGC Online and see the topic we will be carrying on Fireside. So, ladies and gentlemen, Morten Rongaard, the CEO of Reality Gaming Group, Eugene Crypto MC, joined CGC 9th event on September 23rd, 24th. We will be sitting on the Fireside chat online in Zoom or in Pine, the main tool of the event. And we'll be chatting about Doctor Who, about all the NFT reality. It's going to be interesting, we promise. You were watching ENVELOP Podcast that is supported by the NFTs protocol and the DAO ENVELOP. Please like, share, comment, subscribe. Don't forget to hit the bell button for not missing the future episodes. Join CGC 9th event online. The link is written below. Morten Rongaard and Eugene Crypto MC. We're with you. Thank you for listening. Meet at the CGC. Bye-bye.